The Trump administration has invoked the Wartime Alien Enemies Act to deport hundreds of alleged members of a Venezuelan gang to El Salvador. The deportations were announced after a judge had temporarily blocked the effort on Saturday, raising questions over the legality of the move.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 3 and 4. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash, and double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aaron coming back at you with another lesson. The Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and have an article here I wanted to go into real quick because, again, we are in those times. All right, these are the signs of the times. All these articles that we're highlighting in these last days, as the scripture says, measure thou the times diligently in itself. Okay, and by doing so, we're looking at what's happening in our daily lives, and we're filtering it through the scriptures. Okay, that is the definition of measuring the times. Okay, and this article is quite alarming. As a matter of fact, I glanced through it a little bit, and my first instinct was, yo, this could very well be the beginning of this whole thing popping off. Okay, it's almost like a George Floyd type energy popping off very soon, in the sense of how people reacted to the whole George Floyd situation with BLM and all that, right? We could very possibly see BLM from the left versus MAGA on the right, right? Because the scriptures tell you that the Lord said he's going to set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Okay, so we might not be seeing Democrats versus Republicans per se. We might be seeing, people who support certain ideologies. Okay, which politics is an ideology, but this specifically is talking about the MAGA people versus BLM and so on and so forth. Okay, and this article has that kind of tone to it. All right, it says, why has the mainstream media been so quiet about the anti-Trump violence that is erupting across the nation? So this is all happening, but nobody knows about it, right? It's happening, but nobody's really talking about it. And I believe today, is it today? Yeah. Trump also enacted the so-called Aliens Act, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was called. All right. Aliens Enemy Act or Alien Enemies Act or something like that. All right. So Lord willing, we're going to touch on that in a separate lesson. All right. And what that could possibly mean, going into what we've talked about on numerous occasions about Rex 84. Okay. And the King Alfred plan. All right, how these things all come to play. Okay, and the Lord is definitely hey, this year is gonna be something. All right, it's definitely gonna be something, man. As I was watching the video of them so-called arresting these so-called migrants, illegal migrants and so on and so forth, it looks like a rehearsal for what's to come against the American people. Okay, and the migrants is just an excuse to start that process. Okay, in other words, the catalyst for the government to come against its own people. Okay, for speaking up against Trump and his policies or, beliefs, right? So on and so forth. It's all going to culminate. Okay, and ultimately they're going to come against the men of the Lord because we are the ones who are standing in the way of them ultimately achieving their new world order. All right. But anyway, let's go back to this article here. It says, if the left is this angry now, what do you think they will be like once Trump and Elon Musk have had 6 more months to make major changes? Okay, so if people are already setting Teslas on fire, all right, and protesting violently, mind you, okay, within the first 3 months of these people being in actually 2 months, 2.5, right? 2 months, right about, right? In a few more days, it's going to be 2 months. Then it should tell you that the Lord is definitely setting a tone for the rest of the year. Okay, it says they are calling it quote, the anti-Trump resistance. Anti-Trump resistance, end quote. And all over the nation, this movement is becoming increasingly violent. Okay, the uproars of the people, that's another sign, okay, of the end for those who are watching. It says, if Trump supporters were using explosives, shooting up dealerships, setting vehicles on fire, stockpiling guns, and throwing Molotov cocktails, the mainstream media would be going absolutely nuts. Okay? And that's true. All right, that's true, because the mainstream media is created to keep the divide going. Okay? Keep the people down, dumb, and asleep. And then when you rouse them up, just pacify them right back to sleep again. Okay? The guy says, I asked Google AI to give me a definition of teism, and I was told that it is, quote, generally understood as the calculated use of violence or the threat of violence to instill fear and coerce or intimidate governments or societies in pursuit of political, religious, or ideological goals, end quote. Now, if this is the answer AI is given, we must say that that will be considered wrong. Okay? When you actually go into the word teism or right? Let's get a little bit on that in the online etymology dictionary. Okay? Because that is a funny definition that they gave. Okay? In other words, people could be considered so-called terrorists because this definition here says teism is generally understood as the calculated use of violence or the threat of violence to instill fear and coerce or intimidate governments. Who's doing that? Or if you look at it in this sense, I guess it's plausible because you have governments that cause or create terrorism against other governments. America is the number one country that does that. America and Israel, I guess, right? They are, when you actually scrutinize all the terrorist attacks that's ever happened, these niggas have a hand in it. They all have a hand in it. But the ones who actually orchestrate these things are typically the Talmudists, otherwise known as the self-styled Jews, okay, so-called Jewish people, okay, in the land right now as we speak, all right, and America Babylon the Great. You have the Israelis, they got Mossad, right, and then over here you got the CIA, you got the FBI, and so on and so forth. All right, and they are the ones who orchestrate a lot of these would-be so-called terrorist attacks. Okay, so-called 9/11, right? Now people are waking up to it, but that was all an inside so-called job. Okay, Building 7, they said Building 7. There's a video where you had a lady on BBC, right? She was doing a broadcast, and she mentioned that Building 7 had just gone down, like breaking news. Meanwhile, Building 7 is still standing behind her. Okay? It's like they just read the script, no matter what's actually going on. So when people listen to the script and believe what the script is saying, they've been got. Your perception has been deceived. Okay? But going back to the article, all right, they're saying this is what teism means, right? Generally understood as the calculated use or violence or the threat of violence to instill fear and coerce or intimidate governments or societies in pursuit of political, religious, or ideological goals. Now, when you go into online etymology dictionary of teism, it says government intimidation, right? Government intimidation during the reign of terror. So we're about to live in the time of the reign of terror like never before. As the scripture says, a time like never before. All right. Scriptures talk about in Isaiah 19 that the Lord said he's going to give the Egyptians over unto a cruel Lord. Okay. The cruel Lord is Donald Trump. We believe that he's that guy. Okay. Nero coming back. All right, now in our Sunday class, we're going over some history on Nero. Man, that's Trump, bro. Okay, he was building all these extravagant villas, right? This guy's creating this damn Trump towers, right? The so-called Mar-a-Lago, right? That's all. If you read about Nero, if you do some research on Nero, Trump does damn near the same exact things that Nero was doing back then. You know, he's associated with the whole Epstein thing, so we know that he's into the whole alphabet stuff, right? All these leaders and so-called politicians, they're all into that type of shit. Okay, just like the Romans back then, they were into all those kind of behaviors. All right, the spirit of Bacchus, okay, Dionysus. All right. So anyway, going back to the definition of theism, right, in the online etymology dictionary, it says, if the basis of a popular government in peacetime is virtue, its basis in a time of revolution is virtue and terror. Virtue without which terror would be barbaric, and terror without which virtue would be impotent. And that's from Robespierre, right? He made a speech in French National Convention back in 1794, right? But a little bit more on the general sense or the understanding of terrorism is systematic use of terror as a policy. The people are not making policies. Governments are making policies. Okay, corporations are making policies, and America is a corporation. That's why they have policies. Okay, so systematic use of terror as a policy. It says, hold on, I think there's more here. Let me see. Oh shit, hold on. No, I think that's it. Damn, I thought there was more. Okay, so terror, right? Now let's go into which the word terror or terrorism goes back to the word terrible. Okay, it says when you go to the word terrible, it says causing terror, right? That excites or is fitted to excite awe or dread, frightful, unendurable. Okay, fill with fear, to make afraid, to tremble, to be afraid. Okay, to shiver. All right, to shake. All right, violently shake. You know, violently weaken your hands. Right, it's awful. All right, something that is extremely bad, evil. Are we not entering into evil times? So terror is going to be the theme of the year, if you ask me. Okay, the time of tribulation, like Yahushua said. The time of trouble, as the prophet Jeremiah said. Okay, so going back into the article, it says that is precisely what these anti-Trump leftists are doing. They are literally using violence to advance their political goals. Graffiti on a Tesla dealership sign, Molotov cocktails thrown in another dealership's lot, Tesla charging stations set on fire. Across the country, the electric vehicle companies' facilities and vehicles are being hit with protests and violence over Elon Musk's role in the Trump administration. And the people have the right to protest. Right? They're making it seem, I don't care if it's the left or the right, people have the right to protest. When your governments are not serving you or doing what you would want them to do because you put them in place, so-called, and you know, we know that's not how it works, but you know, going based on what people think, you know, then they have the right to protest. See, it's part of your so-called First Amendment right. You know, and it's necessary when you have an evil ass oligarchy that we have now, which is slowly but surely leading into this uber rich technocrats who are going to be pretty much running the world. Right? People have the right to protest. Like, we don't want none of this shit. You see, but we protest not by going to the streets and grabbing flags or, you know, signs and no. We protest by speaking the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the truth. You see? When you protest, right? Let's go to that word protest. Okay, see, protest. We got protest, right? It says solemn declaration, to pledge, all right, to declare publicly. Isn't that what we do? So when we're protesting, we protest by going out there and teaching the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's our form of protesting. It's a statement of disapproval. Okay, and the scriptures completely disapprove of this this wicked ass society. Okay, it says a solemn or formal declaration against some act of course or action. Are we not declaring the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, because the Heavenly Father said that their hurtful works are fulfilled and that their sins have reached up unto heaven? Okay, so to protest, the true understanding of protesting is not what these clowns be doing. The true understanding of protesting is to declare formally, all right, or bear witness to it, or testimony to, all right, but ultimately is to declare publicly. All right, so we make that solemn informal declaration against this place in condemnation, all right, of the acts and deeds and thoughts of this place, man. The words and actions of this place is being condemned by the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get that real quick, and then we're gonna go back to the article. All right, it's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and let me see, verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, right? And by way of the prophets protesting, okay, we are indeed revealing this devil, okay, his schemes, his plans, his history, who he is, all right, as the wicked of the Bible and of the world, okay, his true identity and his true nationality, which goes back to Esau, Edom, all right, and not no so-called white man. There's no such thing as a white man. When you look at them, they're not white. You got a piece of paper that's white. Ain't no man that's white. I don't care how you look at Sheamus, WWE wrestler Sheamus. He's pale. He's not even white. He's pale. He still got some color to him, right? But Esau is red. All right. Anyway, so going back to 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and that's the prophets. Okay, we're burning them up with this truth. We're protesting. We're declaring. We're publicly declaring, all right, the disapproval, all right, of this devil. Okay, by the Heavenly Father Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we're consuming. Right, the Lord is consuming them with the spirit of His mouth, which are the prophets, starting from our elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. Okay, who are sincerely the true men of the Lord, if you can receive it. And if you can't, well, missiles. All right. It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's who? Yahushai, the bright and morning star. Okay. So that's what it means to protest. That's the true meaning or true definition of protesting. All right. So going back to the article, it says here, a wave of anti-Tesla protests and attacks have occurred as Musk, Tesla's CEO, takes a leading role in President Trump's cost-cutting task force, the Department of Government Efficiency, or otherwise known as DOGE. The agency has cut thousands of jobs since its inception in January. And who is that affecting? You see, people are not really putting two and two together, that everything is interconnected. The main reason why they started off the year by giving this excuse of cutting cost. Cutting cost is, in other words, we're destroying the government as it is now. Okay, yeah, as corrupt as it is, they're still dismantling it as it is. Okay, and then what's going to be the thing? People are going to suffer as a result of this, and there's going to be an outcry. And when that outcry goes out, which that's what they're doing, all this protest is all leading to that outcry. This is all part of it. They're going to bring in stiff order, martial law, okay? They're going to try to do away with all the men who have powerful, positive influence, which starts with the prophets. And in their estimation, about 3 to 6 months before martial law is enacted, they're going to go after the men who have that kind of power. Okay, the true men of the Lord. The danger of their society, so to speak. The truth tellers. Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai's true prophets. Okay, and then after that, they're going to start going community to community, state, cities, and so on and so forth. All right, with FEMA and ultimately the UN troops, Gurkha troops, they're going to be coming in and doing what they got to do. Red list, blue list, yellow list, and so on and so forth. Those who are going to be at the guillotine, those who are going to be in FEMA camps, and so on and so forth, man. These are all the reality. This is what's coming. Those who are going to end up in Guantanamo Bay, right? Because Trump has already talked about it. He's already planned people to be going over there, if not already. You know? So we're going to see how the Lord is going to put the pieces in place for this thing to start rolling, man. You know? But we can see the signs. We've seen the signs, man. All right? We've seen the signs. We're just waiting for that one event that really kicks the ball rolling. All right, but the stage is definitely set, though. The stage is definitely set. All right, and this summer might be a very hot summer, quite literally and figuratively. Okay, it says these are not protests. What we're witnessing is terrorism on American soil. So that opens the door for them to start coming up against who? Domestic terrorists. You're going against the government. You're speaking against what the government is doing. You then become a terrorist. So the definition of terrorist has changed, right? It went from somebody who's actually committing terror to now somebody who's speaking against the government. So if they're honest, then yeah, we are indeed going to be looked at as terrorists because we strike fear with the words we use against them. We highlight the wickedness that they do, and that's a fearful thing for them. You see, you're shining light on their wickedness. That's a fearful thing for the wicked. That's a problem. You see, it says in Oregon, one Tesla dealership has already been shot at twice this month. Just a week after Oregon Tesla dealership was shot at, another shooting was reported at the business, local police announced this week. So people are taking, hey, let's get that. This is all Second Ezra's playing out. Okay, this is all Second Ezra's playing out, man. All right. And when we say Second Ezra, we're talking highlighting the end. All right. The end of this age. Okay. The end of this age. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and start off at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And the only thing that's going to make you think about the troubles that's coming, right? Revelation 12 and 12. All right, Jeremiah 30 and 7. Revelation 6 and 4. Right? Revelation 6 and 4 is very, 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 very prevalent to the times that we're in. All right, verse 15, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, that's a civil war. All right, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Elon Musk will be considered a so-called prince in this society. He'll be considered so-called king in this society. Okay? And for people to be attacking his car dealerships across the states. We're seeing the prophecies playing out. Okay? And if we're seeing these parts playing out, then the middle part of it and the ending part of it, I mean, where they going to be at? See? The story is not complete if you're seeing just the beginning part of the story. That's what we're seeing now. It's not complete until you see the end of it. All right? Until we see the end of it. And very few people are actually going to make it to the end. Okay? So continuing back in 2nd Ezra 15. And verse 17 says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Very soon you're going to see why. Okay? Very soon you're going to see why a man is going to want to go someplace but can't go. Restrictions. Whether it's because of violence in the streets or because of government mandates that restricts people's travel, whatever the case may be, this prophecy will be fulfilled. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So when you start seeing people storming streets, right? They say Molotov cocktails and stuff. They're going to be throwing that into people's windows, right? Because right now you have this dissension, right? Between those who are for the Trump thing going on and those who are against it. And this whole Tesla thing is to rouse people up because they have to put something in there. It has to be something that people are going to fight over. So now you got people going around keying people's Teslas. This is an old ass man. I see this video. This old ass man just goes and he keyed somebody's Tesla, man. All right. All because, oh, he's a Tesla driver. Now I'm going to do something to him. So in the very near future, all they have to do is replace Tesla with anything else just to create that division. Oh, you got a Tesla? I don't got a Tesla. I'm going to just come after you just because you have a Tesla. That means you're supporting everything that we're going through, huh? Soon, oh, you believe in the Bible? Oh, I don't believe in the Bible. Also, you guys are the people that have caused all this problem for us. You keep talking about the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, all the things that you guys kept saying. Now look, we're suffering for it. See? So it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay? And there's the times that we're leading into. Okay? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. You see how these people are acting? They're going to really, really be psycho. Okay? Completely out of their minds. And they're going to be destroying people's homes. I mean, damn. It's going to get that bad in this country. Remember, when the people have nothing to lose, they lose it. Right? They lose it. So let's go back to, let's finish off in this article here. It says, the dealership in Tigard, a city just outside of Portland, was first hit on March 6th. Interesting. Then again, early Thursday morning, the Tigard Police Department said. Tesla did not immediately respond to requests for comment Friday, but police said the most recent shooting began around 4:15 a.m. Thursday. Very interesting. If you own a Tesla, you will want to be very careful in this environment because some lunatic could try to torch your vehicle at any moment. You see? You see what I'm talking about? It's that feeling of somebody's gonna come against you because of something you may have. It does. You're not the cause of the problem, but they see you and they associate what you're doing and what you have and what you believe in to the negative that they see. See, in their minds, oh, you a Tesla driver, so you support this shit. Like, oh, hold on, nigga, I was driving a Tesla before this whole Trump Elon Musk shit came about. Like, what are you talking about? Nah, but you have a Tesla, so just fuck you up. You know, these Americans are weird, man. They're fucking strange, man. And they're deranged, too. And that's why the Most High going to do away with all of them. All these wicked-ass people. The Lord going to set them up so they can beat each other up, fuck each other up and shit. And then, boom, He going to send them troops to come in and instill that order. And you're going to have them robot dogs and shit. You know, you're going to have them fully autonomous weapons that they're working on right now. They're going to set them shits out. They're going to have the microwave technology. You know what I'm saying? That makes you like, yo, they talk about it's a pain without injury. That's the shit. You know, pain without injury. So silent weapons for quiet wars type, you know? I'm busy. You know? It says on Thursday, an arsonist in Seattle poured gasoline on a Tesla Model S sedan and set it on fire. Shit, these cars are already set on fire. Now you got arsonists going out there and setting them shits on fire. So hey, now you got to be careful. If you own a Tesla, right, or you live around somebody who owns one, you might want to watch out. You know, keep your eyes open, because at any moment that thing could go up in flames. You know, shit. Sometimes a Tesla might be parked right next to your car, right? But hey, may Yahweh Shemi Shah have mercy, right? Ultimately, it says a person allegedly poured gasoline on a Tesla Model S sedan, lit the car on fire, and then ran away in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood Thursday evening, police said. These people are Tesla bandits. It says Seattle firefighters responded to reports of a Tesla on fire around 8:15 p.m. and Thursday at 15th Ave East. Blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. We got it. We get the point. It says, how insane do you have to be to do something like that? Just a few days earlier, someone lit 4 Cybertrucks on fire at a SODO Tesla dealership. Seattle police said the incident is being investigated as arson. This is the most recent attack targeting Teslas in the area this week. Okay, so it starts with the Teslas. Soon it's going to be the Tesla owners. Okay, and it's just going to spread from there. And then when they change it from Tesla and they have a common denominator, it's going to switch, and then people going to start devouring each other on that topic too. All right, so this is how it's going to be playing out, man. It's just stupid shit after stupid shit. Okay. It says earlier this week, someone lit 4 separate. Well, I think I read that. All right. I think that should be it on this. You know, that should be it on this. But again, this is we're seeing it, right? We're highlighting all these things that's written off in the scriptures, and they're playing out. You know, to see people actually see people acting out the way they are now, it's all biblical prophecy. We said this was going to happen, and now it's happening. See? So just like the Apostle Paul said, we're going to get that now. All right, those of us who are in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai and hastening onto his coming, all right, the coming of our Lord, these signs is a big deal. Okay? It simply means that we're one step closer to the MOTB. That's the only thing we're waiting for. Everything is on pause until that prophecy is fulfilled. So there's not going to be no missiles flying for World War III and all that. Look, they could go wrestle today. They're still not going to shoot no missiles because the MOTB prophecy hasn't been fulfilled yet. All right. So once that's fulfilled, oh man, just like in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter. All right, let's get that. And then I'm going to close it out with the book of Romans. Okay, this is a book of Revelation chapter 7. And verse 1, it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Why? Because that the winds is representing the destruction. Okay? The thermonuclear destruction that's going to hit this land. All right? This arataza, so to speak. All right? In the Hebrew, that is. So the besom of destruction, the fire, the devouring indignation of Yahweh Bashim Shai by way of thermonuclear destruction, fire, missiles, all right, is being held up by the angels, all right, on all 4 corners of the earth. Verse 2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. You see? So there's a mission being done, and that sealing process is almost complete, right? It's almost complete, because that's all this word going out is sealing the elect on their foreheads. All right, as the scripture says. Okay, meaning in their minds. Okay, the spirit, their spirit, their pineal gland has been awakened, so to speak. All right, their spirit has been revived. Okay, and they acknowledge Yahweh Bashim Shai as their power, their true God. All right. Yahushua being your deliverer, our deliverer. Okay. From that thermonuclear destruction that's coming. We believe that. All right. That's our earnest expectation. That we're not going to be left behind when that fire comes. As a matter of fact, we're going to be up there looking at this place get torched. All right. As written in the book of Psalms, it says, only with thine eyes shall thou behold the reward of the wicked. Okay. So we man, we can't wait. All right. To be up there watching this place go down in flames. What a beautiful day that's going to be, man. What a beautiful day. But see, that's a sound of terror. See? To these devils, that's a sound of terror. But guess what? It's going to happen regardless. Even in the secular sense, Trump is talking about, oh, this might spark World War III, and we can go into a nuclear disaster and all this. They got something known as a MAD theory, mutual assured destruction, right? They're the ones building the nuclear missiles. We're not the one building it. We're just telling you that this is the end result of you building it, according to biblical prophecy. The Lord put the Spirit on you to build it, Isaiah 54. All right. And now he's going to put the Spirit on you to use it, to destroy yourself. All right. But the elect who are within those lands that's going to be hit, America, Babylon the Great being primarily, will be delivered. Okay. And that's going to happen at the end. And we are at the end. Okay. We are at the end. There's a book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and at that, knowing the time, right? What time? The end. Right? In other words, this is a time to be in the spirit of urgency. All right, because we are in that time. All right, you know that the time, meaning the last minute. You know, everything's moving, quick, clutch moment. Like we they're talking about the doomsday clock is I think 90 seconds to midnight. However they break that shit down, but it's moved past. It's under. The time of peace, so to speak, the time of comfort. We passed that stage. All right, we passed that stage. Okay, the Apostle Paul is saying, and that knowing the time, what time are we in? End time, right? That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Okay, so wake up. All right, pay attention to what's going on. All right, get your head in the game. All right, focus. All right, and that's in other words for us, brothers, in the truth, we got to be on fire. As the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the brothers, right? They always harp on. That's the Spirit of the Lord speaking through them, telling us, hey, we're at the end of this thing. Finish strong, finish strong, finish strong. Your crown is right there. Just finish and go get it. So Thawadi Yahbashim Yahushua for that spirit to actually know the time that we're in. Unlike these other clowns who don't know what time we're in. All right, it's evident based on what they do and what they say. Okay, they don't know that time is running out. All right, it says, it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay, it's nearer than when we believed, man. So we're closer to the salvation now than the apostles back 2,000 years ago. We're closer to the salvation now than most of us, the life that we've lived on this earth. Some of us 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50, 60, 70. Hey, all brothers who are young, all the way to the old. Guess what? We're closer to the end. All right, the time of our deliverance is shorter than how long we've lived on this earth. All right, in this lifetime at least. And that's a beautiful thing. All right, that's a beautiful thing. We don't got much left. All right. So yeah, man, just wanted to bring this out real quick. And we're going to pay attention and see what goes on, not just here in America, but also geopolitically, right? Because those things, hey, it's all part of measuring the times diligently. All right. So as watchmen, we're going to stay on our watch and keep looking. All right. Keep watching, staying on post, staying on guard. All right. Being attentive. Okay. Every day. All right. And reporting on what we see so that the sheep can be ultimately edified and informed. All right. Informed. So I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rucha Kodash, Thawari Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, And until next time, shalom.